Um, Jane just kind of popped in and she's going to do some filming while I'm working on a painting. And this is the size that I really like to work on. Um, did I just had to lower it a little bit. I like this easel because I can raise it or lower it to whatever I want. I see a problem with this painting when I walked in this morning. I can see a problem. I have too many peaks. The design is bad. I basically took a picture of these rundown homes in Pittsburgh, in the factory area. There were it was a black and white photo. There were smokestacks down here. These were old buildings, and I turned it into some imaginary place, a tropical town. But I have too many peaks. I made this up. So I think I'm going to get rid of these little guys back here. I've got issues because I create a lot of this in my head. And I gotta say, I'm kind of impulsive and I don't really work it out as well as I should. That's pretty thin because I used a raw sienna, which is very thin, transparent, and I put a little maples in there, so I'm just gonna thicken this up a little bit. I didn't like this yesterday because I felt like I had this going on, and it was kind of hitting my horizon line. But making more peaks was not the solution. So I'm just going to get rid of that. If you hear a noise outside, it's because they're doing construction on the road right outside the studio. I can't help that. So let's see. You can see that I have all this sand. I'm going to work on this little area, which is some more grass. You know, I have a lot of, this is a design thing, but I have a lot of triangular sharp edges. I have this, this is kind of sharp, then down here. So round shapes would could save this. So I kind of have rounded this up, but I need more round shapes. I put a clothesline here to kind of round it, soft shape, but we'll have to just kind of figure out what else we can do to save that problem. There's always these design issues that are going to fight you. I'm going to go in with the fat side of my 1-inch angle and just and then hit the bottom part with some heavy, and then I can spin the brush in my hand to the flatter part, and I can indicate that these are grasses. And if they're in an area that's by the sea, by a body of water, there's going to be a lot of wind, and they're going to give us some of our soft round shapes as they're blowing. You hear my chair?
Yes.
Okay. I've been painting on this chair since 1980, so it's very sentimental, but it's really falling apart. Try not to move. So you can see how I'm just kind of working in this sand dune here. I'm going to have some pieces of grass just coming out of the sand. It's just a shape like an arrow that's taken our eye back into the scene. So, okay, I'm bored with that. I'm going to get my little 1/2-inch brush and get into some Naples yellow and some white, and just kind of go in here and start putting some smaller brush strokes in the sand. I know they're really working outside. Do you see how, from a distance, it looks a lot better than it does up close. People ask me what this style is called. I just came back from an art show. They asked me what this style is called, and I don't know. I read it in a book one time, and I kind of liked this explanation of interpretive realism. Sort of like, it's not abstract, it's not really impressionism. It is in a way. But it's a real scene, it's just your interpretation. And I like to say things in fewer brushstrokes than I absolutely need. And I'm trying to make it painterly. I'm having a little bit of shadow action going on this fence.
Is that your shadow color you're
Yeah, it's
using?
kind of a purpley. I don't know. There's just all kinds of light things happening there. I like to light. I'm gonna just put some blues. You just kind of. This isn't really an instructional video. It's just kind of you joining me as I'm painting, and I can kind of explain my thought process. This is a shadow. There's other shadows within a shadow. Love shadows because you can use them for design purposes. You can make them up. Oh boy, let's see. This building, I want it to be not very important, and it's back there. I'm gonna even lighten those windows a little bit. I've had teachers tell me not to make black holes as windows. Even though when you go outside, drive down the street, and look at houses, the windows look pretty dark squares, but they're really not. Putting light in them in a painting makes it a little bit more interesting. So let's see, where can I go now? I don't know if I like those little houses down there. I could kill them. What do you think, Jane?
Yeah, just paint over them.
Yeah, maybe I should. Because it's just adding to all the peakness of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just show you how that's done. If I want to, maybe later, if I think I need them, I could add them. Or if I paint this again, I can do a better job. We'll see. So I'm dipping into that watercolor, which is kind of a phthalo and...
Phthalo blue? Green?
Green.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm just thinking... before I do that, I'm going to make it even harder on myself. I'm going to add some kind of a thing, palm frond here so that I can paint around it because I love it. But I think that's what we needed in the scene. So now I'm going to have to paint around that. I've got my brush loaded with that color so I can... Ooh! It's way. I'm going to put some blue on there.
Which blue are you using?
I was trying to use light blue, but apparently I'm out of it on my thing, so a little bit whatever's left, and then I'll have to paint around this guy. There we go. I like that better. Less peaks. Peaks were everywhere. It was driving me nuts. And I'm not crazy about that. I'm going to lower this a little bit. I'm not crazy about that guy back there. So this is all made up in my head. And so it's not so much trying to make it look like real, it's just I have to think about how important it is to the painting itself before I start worrying about if it looks like trees. I'm gonna make it look like trees the best I can, but should I add a little bit of purple back here to send it back?
And that's
Brilliant
purple.
which is, it's like a lavender, and it's very light in value, and sometimes, and then I want kind of a very soft edge between my clouds and my background, which is called a lost edge. And anyway, so I'm gonna just, because both of these are wet, that's wet, and now my sky cloud is wet, I can soften that edge, which is really gonna send that background.
And it draws your eye into it too.
It takes your eye back.
Mm-hmm.
I just did a watercolor thing. I wiped the paint off my brush with my rag. That's a watercolor thing. I could just take a little bit of Naples yellow and some white. I'm gonna kind of indicate there's a little shoreline back here. And maybe, this is one of my signatures, and it's not something I'm terribly proud of, but I always feel like if you're going to take the eye back to the very back part of your painting, you better entertain it. So there's got to be something else there. So I'm going to put these little sailboats. Some people think they're kind of corny, but I like them. See, there's something going on back there. And so what I did is I softened the horizon into the sky, put the little sailboats back there, and I might do more with that area later, but for right now, I'm feeling better about it. I'm going to do one more thing while you're with me. If it doesn't work, I'll get rid of it, but I might put a few, and I got this cad red light. I'm going to add a little yellow.
Just gonna get down on that.
And then just maybe see what it looks like.
Ooh, pop some flowers in.
Yeah, this is going to be such a... So pretty.
Yeah.
So pretty. Maybe just about like that. Not too much. Don't overdo it. Don't overdo it, because, sometimes we think, oh boy, that looks good. I think I'll do 1,000,000 of them. And that doesn't work either. I kind of like, and sometimes this happens, I kind of like the softness of this going off the edge. I can go in there and work it out a little bit more, but I kind of like how there's less brush work. It's not that important. It's off to the edge. Same with the right side too. That guy looks like he's in a Western saloon or something, but I'm going to work on that house. So anyway, I think that's good for right now. I need to work on my trees and pop in some more sky holes, which looks like this. I'm going to bring it down a little bit more, Jane.
Okay.
And I probably need light blue, so I'm just going to see what kind of stuff I have left on my palette.
On your messy palette here?
On my messy palette.
Yeah.
It's been worse. Anyway, those are just little sky holes. Believe me, they look so much better from a distance than up close. And I think that's why a lot of people struggle with them, because they can see what they're doing and it doesn't seem like it's right, but when they just need to step back. And I'll be doing that all the way around here. So, not too much longer. Maybe I can work on this again with you all. So, anyway, thank you for coming in, Jane, and thank you for catching me while I'm working. And we'll do this again. We're going to try this out.